Hello, I'm Chuck Caro. In the last Softwar video, cinematic analysis was used to delineate lethal weaknesses in ISIS. It also postulated a campaign against ISIS where information warfare would be supported by kinetic actions to implode ISIS as a political movement. However, the U.S.-led bombardment of ISIS in Syria is proceeding by the standard Warden Five Rings air campaign, which likens the target set to the human body. The skin is deployed military forces, especially air defense. The organs are system essentials like power plants. The skeleton defines infrastructure. The brain is the leadership. And the blood is the population. These actions would be optimum if ISIS were in fact a nation state, upon which war were declared and all five rings, including the population, could be massively and ceaselessly attacked without restrictions. Unfortunately, this is not the case. ISIS is an ideology manifested as an amorphous guerrilla operation that simply uses whatever it can capture or steal and will expand or contract as needed. It is impossible to bomb an ideology. Remember that the U.S. used 2 precision-guided munitions to kill Abu Musab al-Zarqawi in 2006. But now, 8 years later, his ideology and his organization have metastasized into the ISIS nightmare. Worse, ISIS is employing a cost-inducing strategy effectively against the United States. The direct production cost of the 3 black-clad Jihad John videos, which triggered the U.S. reaction, is estimated to have been about $10,000.
Caliphate will result in the bloodshed of your people.
Published reports put the cost of the first night raid on ISIS in Syria at $70 million, just for the 47 Tomahawk cruise missiles alone. Factoring in the costs of aircraft and ships, other published estimates indicate that the campaign could cost the United States up to $1.5 billion per month. The use of these expensive Cold War legacy systems stems from a desire to retaliate while holding down civilian casualties, because attacking the blood, that is, causing massive civilian casualties, would only add weight to the ISIS message. Thus, the United States has been forced into a gigantic game of whack-a-mole, striking only visible tactical targets as they appear. Unfortunately, the only way to win this whack-a-mole game permanently is to pull the plug. Pulling the plug, however, returns us to the problem of attacking the general population in which the ISIS guerrillas are immersed. Given that the successful World War II style of raining fire and slaughter on the enemy population, attacking the blood, is off the table for current U.S. planners, there may be an alternative. Rather than attacking the blood, why not infect the blood? Not with toxins, but with a gigantic information campaign in which kinetic actions are used to support information warfare upon ISIS. While the State Department's Think Again, Turn Away social media campaign is a start, it shares the operating philosophy of the old Just Say No anti-drug campaign and is by definition completely reactive. While Think Again, Turn Away does juxtapose violent ISIS video to disenchant moderates within the Ummah, it is not massive, it lacks speed and agility, and it still defaults the initiative to ISIS. What would happen if the people within the ISIS-occupied areas became severely disenchanted with ISIS' clumsy attempts at governance? What if Allied bombing were targeted at disunifying the population in which ISIS is immersed? Such disunifying attacks, well publicized before, during, and after each action, are now possible because ISIS made a fatal error when it created Jihad John. The murderer who beheaded 2 Americans and a Briton on camera is in fact a purpose-built marketing icon.
Obama, to deny the Muslims their rights of living in
aimed at the American market, the larger English-speaking demographic, and subsequently the entire world. In creating this icon, ISIS unwittingly created a huge vulnerability to a counter-icon who could effectively deliver a message directly to ISIS's own home audience. Such a counter-icon would force ISIS to respond, thus ceding the Softwar initiative to the United States and its allies. Ironically, the one person who can trump ISIS is someone like Major Miriam al-Mansouri of the United Arab Emirates Air Force. She is female, Sunni, Arab, college-educated, a practicing Muslim, and empowered to fly a supersonic jet to drop bombs on the self-declared holy warriors of ISIS. She is, in fact, the antithesis of everything for which ISIS stands. As a Softwar counter-icon, she could easily go Jihad John directly, as if he were in fact the ISIS leadership, thus forcing ISIS into a contest of wills where no matter what ISIS did, it would meet with ignominious and instantaneously publicized defeat. By carefully crafting the campaign, the support of the general population in the ISIS-occupied areas could be made to evaporate and cause ISIS to implode. More in the next video. I'm Chuck DeCaro. If I can be of service, please call. Thank you.